couple of your passes that stand out. The first one, the pass to Chicha, the Chelsea.
Yeah.
The Chelsea.
That was my best one, I think, that one.
Can you just sort of talk for, I don't know if any, but
it's that going back to that disguise though, isn't it? I think putting it and seeing the picture, so looking furthest forward. So as it was coming from our left side across the pitch, and I was obviously facing forwards in the kind of the centre of midfield, and so as it's coming, I'm looking at the picture and I know Chicha's there, so there's a kind of understanding. I know Chicha's there. I know kind of what runs he makes, without seeing every single step he's making. I kind of it's coming back the understanding and relationships a little bit. So the ball's coming across, and I know I'm taking that touch to play against the pressure. It would be that way, where it's kind of easy. If the game's moving that way, it's quite easy to play that way. But then going back, that picture doesn't change, so you play against the pressure. So as I'm taking it that way, they're vulnerable that way. And it was just one of them passes that I seen it. You seen it, split second in my head exactly what that picture and what I was hoping to do, and I knew Chicha would be pulling off. Why did I know that? I don't really know how I know, or what I was just sensed it. And the obvious pass was either the fullback or even maybe out to the winger, but just managed to play over the top. It's one of them passes, it comes off. Sometimes, most of the time, it probably doesn't come off, but it was probably the one pass where I exactly had seen the picture, exactly hoped for. That's why it was the most satisfying, really, because it was executed.
And what about the disguise and that? It was over a big distance, wasn't it?
It was over a big distance, yeah.
Was your disguise deliberate?
Yeah, the disguise was deliberate, yeah. It's almost, you're like almost smiling in a way when inside, as if to say, this is what I'm going to do, and whether it comes off or not, but you're almost playing a little game as if to say, like, just pure disguise to catch them out, and the deceiving one, and yeah, basically that's how it.
You played a similar one to Nani as well, didn't you, in the FA Cup a couple of years earlier?
Yeah, I played a similar one to Nani, yeah.
And
they're the ones where it's a risky one. It's a risky one. That was, that similar technique, just a different angle on the pitch, but it was a similar one. You're always trying to make that pass that they don't expect, really. And sometimes you leave it that late that they think the chance is gone. Maybe the Chicha one was one of them where if I'd have took my touch forward and I was facing it, then I think it was Cahill at the time, he probably would have expected it. But you're trying to leave it and make it as, with the same point giving you a chance to make the pass, you want to make it seem like the chance is gone. So you're talking a few inches maybe on the ball position or your body position, but you want to make it, that chance is gone, and that, so like forget about that space. But then actually then the ball comes, and that's probably the.
So is that your bit for you, where a winger takes somebody on, that feeling, it's that little giggling inside, like, I've got you here type?
Yeah, I think, it is,
in that moment.
It's like inside the little, almost a little chuckle to say, like, it's how I wanted it, it's everything that I planned out, and I'm going to catch you, I'm going to do you almost. Like, you think I'm going there, but I'm not, I'm going there. And then it's obviously that belief to be able to pull it off.
Did you see that pass quickly? Berber, Tottenham, home?
Yeah,
different picture,
one, because it was one touch. And again, it was the one that probably didn't, it's probably an obvious thing to say, but didn't expect it to come. I left it late. It was coming square from Scholesy, and the obvious one would be to take a touch, because I had time to take a touch, loads of time to take a touch. But again, going back to scanning that furthest forward as quick as possible, I think it was Berber pulled him behind. There was just a space behind Edley, and again, it was one of them, just managed to pull it off, and it just kind of landed perfect, exactly how I'd seen it. And I remember I hit it with more of my kind of heel towards the heel of my foot to take the spin off the ball, so then it just sort of floated over. It's weird how you kind of see it. I didn't want backspin on it, I just wanted it to just kind of float, because the ball goes over a distance a bit smoother, if you like, when it doesn't have spin on it. So, and it just popped into his right into his foot, which was nice.
But even then, like, your tell was quite late, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was late, yeah.
That you didn't open out your foot. It was, in terms of in that moment, it was relatively late, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Again, was that deliberate?
I don't know if it was deliberate or it was just when I seen it. So maybe I left it that late to there, and then all of a sudden, right at the last split second, then it was a chance to play it. So you take it, but that's putting yourself in the position to be able to take that split second. But yeah, talking 2 or 3 passes there's been plenty of times it doesn't quite come off for whatever reason, but they're definitely Cheech's one and Berber's one of the 2 that stand out because it's exactly kind of how I pictured it in that slow motion that I was talking about when that split second before you hit it, and it's just the whole game's kind of almost slows right down, nearly stops because you see that picture, and then it's whether you can pull it off or not.